Mic check 1 2 1 2. Mic check 1 2 1 2. This a rat ain't baby.
This next piece, I actually wrote it for a cancer benefit. It's called Dying Poet. He was diagnosed with 3 months. His final performance was on the 3-year anniversary of that same message. Afterwards, he said he knew that he had left his mark, that his impact had been made. You see, he was a dying poet with a sense of urgency, seeking to birth more creative children than Octobomb, eating his words when he said he could put off his passion, racing back in his mind, trying to flip on the switch, and if the years passed for a lover, he just wanted to make up for so much lost time. His hand would shudder whenever he held his pen. You see, it was shaky as his future, because when he got the news that he was being cheated by a much too early death, his foolish notions of immortality faded away, and now he's trying to cram a lifetime's worth of poetry and meaning into a few short months, all because he didn't know the urgency of action at a much sooner time. So now writing is becoming architecture, and he is building from it castles in the sands of borrowed time, hoping he can complete the construction before it all gets washed away. You see, this is a terminal vocabulary, writing as if there were no tomorrow. A scythe is etching words into his skin, so now he is shedding them on paper like a snake filled with venom that is killing itself. Screaming at the heavens for treating his life like a Need for Speed shortcut, and he is trying to CPU traffic himself on the hope that if he can hit it head on, it will go flipping in the air so drastically it would have to give pause before racing to the finish line. All while begging to God to give him every possible instant to make up for his foolishness. Because if he can create those life-changing instances, then his life would have purpose, and he would have to be allowed more time to live. But if he can't send his life spinning into overtime because he's out of time, then he'll take the time to ensure he can shine a rock on mic and say, "This is mine." That my life had purpose. Like your pain was a stray bullet, he's trying to teach it to curve past you in the hopes that he can become wanted. You see, he has to write because he knows the pain of being surrounded by healers who can't do a thing for you. So he stethoscopes his cerebrum to your soul, tells you to cough burdens into the air so he can properly hear what you are feeling and diagnose your hardships so your heart can remove its cast. Because you would be healed by a dying man who knows first and foremost that procrastination and cancer can take equal parts away from you. He was buried with a notebook and pencil. No microphone because he never needed one. Pens were tied to the roses that we dropped over his casket. Ink was poured on the sidewalks that he affected so in memory of. We handed out his CDs at his funeral. And on the anniversary of his passing, we hold open mics. Thank you. So this last piece is